In the news tonight, a warning from the Commissioner of Police about the surge in gun crimes. This year's Emancipation Day celebration to culminate with a cultural explosion. Veteran regional journalist Ricky Singh is laid to rest. And in sports, Barbados advanced to the final of the CWI Under-19 Championship.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening, I'm Lisa Broom. Thank you so much for tuning in. In our top story tonight, the surge in gun-related crimes affecting Barbados and its regional neighbors threatens to erode the region's social and economic stability if left unchecked. This warning from Barbados Commissioner of Police Richard Boyce, stressing that the island is not the only country in the Caribbean grappling with the problem. He says a team of local officers is in Turks and Caicos assisting that state in its battle with an escalation in firearms crimes. Commissioner Boyce made the disclosure during the 149th Passing Out Parade for police recruits at the Regional Police Training Center.
We in Barbados have not been isolated from the detrimental effects consequent upon the pervasive presence of these weapons in the hands of misguided youth, young men especially, who are hot-tempered in the actions to discharge these weapons without any consideration for innocent bystanders or property of other persons. Such behaviors shall not be tolerated by the law-abiding citizens of Barbados.
Commissioner Boyce says there's evidence to suggest that firearm-related crime is on an upward trajectory. He adds that across the Caribbean, the crisis has been aptly described as a public health issue.
We are confronted by similar realities. Recent data have indicated an increase in the number of firearm-related incidents. Even more concerning is the declining age of those individuals who are getting involved in serious criminal activity. Regrettably, there is no single remedy, no silver bullet to address the proliferations of illegal firearms and its attendant consequences.
Well, the Passing Out Parade was held for 46 new officers who've been added to the ranks of the Barbados Police Service. And they're being reminded to work to their strengths while ensuring they maintain the standards of their law enforcement agency. Rachel Agard tells us more.
Constable 2486 Ryan Burke beat 45 of her course participants in several categories, grabbing the lion's share of prizes at the end of training course 149 of the Regional Police Training Center. Among the honors she copped was Best Recruit, in addition to taking home the coveted Baton of Honor. Commissioner of Police Richard Boyce tells the new officers that they must continuously update their knowledge of policing law, and he stresses that discipline must become their constant companion.
It is fundamental to our service. As police officers, you are held to standards far higher than the general public. Your new role demands significant adjustments in attitudes, lifestyle, and behavior. You must embrace the structured environment of policing, accept responsibility for your actions, and understand that negligence or misconduct can have severe repercussions not only for yourselves, but also for the service of the nation.
Featured speaker and a senior lecturer at the University of the West Indies, Professor Dwayne Devonish, tells the officers that their behavior is their biography.
I can put together a few words on a piece of paper. I can send it to some agency to read out ahead of my presentation. But what truly matters is the conduct, is what people observe. How I behave, how I interact with people. Because I can have all of the qualifications, I can have all the degrees, but if I don't have a good representation of character through my behavior, not how good I can speak, how many words I can string together, but my behavior, those words on a piece of paper, those qualifications, those titles mean nothing.
Professor Devonish goes on to remind them that they signed up not just to be a police officer, but also the public servant.
There are two ways that you can do this job. You either do it to the best of your ability, 100%, or just don't do it at all. A philosophy that I've taken up to now, 41 years of age. If I know that there's a project that I cannot deliver on, I would say to the client, I can't do that now. I can't do it. But if I know that I can give the best, even though the client might cut me in half in terms of the cost of the project, if I know I can't do it with that cost, tell them don't do it. I can't do it. But if you can deliver it to the best of your ability.
The new officers will now be deployed across the various departments of the Barbados Police Service. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
Well, this year's Emancipation Day celebration is shaping up to be a grand occasion. Barbadians are being encouraged to turn out in large numbers for the upcoming March for Emancipation and Peace, which will be held on August 1st. Executive producer, Special Envoy on Reparations, Trevor Prescott, says the event will involve marchers passing through communities in the Ivy and surrounding areas as they make their way to the Bussa statue, where there will be a cultural explosion to match the season.
Buttressing all of this, we're going to have an award ceremony. It's just going to be a short award ceremony for outstanding black achievers over the years.
Yes.
And the awards are going to be grounded in some of our families that were with us in the 20th century that are not with us now. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have the James Trudeau Award. And we're going to have the Andrina Gibbs Award. Mm-hmm. You will hear a little about that in the introduction of all of these different persons. Yes.
Producer and artistic director Kelvin Carvalho says even though a full entertainment package has been planned for the event, being spearheaded by the Division of Culture, there will be lots for Barbadians to learn regarding the importance of the season of emancipation.
It wouldn't just be entertainment as usual. It would be more along the lines of edutainment, right? When you come, you will be educated through the entertainment that we will be providing on that day. Okay, for example, Gabby singing Rights in the Land. He would give you a synopsis of why he wrote Rights in the Land and also the atmosphere, the climate at that time in the 1937.
Well, the vision is clear and compelling. The Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation must become a digitally empowered, multi-platform voice, reaching Barbadians wherever they are, at home and across the diaspora. That's according to Chairman of the CBC Transformation Steering Committee, Dr. Alison Leacock. She says achieving this demands innovative content creation, cutting-edge digital distribution, and pioneering data casting technology. Dr. Leacock conveyed this message to CBC workers during a general meeting to update them on the way forward for the state-owned corporation.
We're still the only free-to-air broadcaster on the island, and that position is one that you should leverage with pride, not thinking this will do. But we have to remember, transformation transcends technology. It is fundamentally human. We all know people that have cutting-edge equipment, but can't leverage it for maximum impact. Cutting-edge equipment alone will not guarantee excellence. Success hinges on your talent, your dedication, and your readiness to embrace new skills.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the board, David Allen, says the new vision for CBC must have full buy-in from workers.
Nobody on the board has the length, breadth of what you have, your knowledge, your technical capability. Nobody on the board has that. So this vision can be tweaked depending on what you think. And I encourage you to engage with the board and the two committees to try to define what that vision is going to be, because not only will you and the rest of Barbados live it, but you have to execute it.
And Chairman of the CBC Transformation Implementation Committee, Oliver Jordan, says a business case outlining the broad vision for CBC, how the corporation will get there, and the cost to do so is currently being finalized for government.
Because ultimately government has to provide the funding, but they're only going to do that if they buy into what is it we want to do. So a lot of time is being spent right now focused really on defining that business case and ensuring that it's as rigorous as possible, so that if there's a challenge, whether from cabinet or anyone else, we will be prepared to answer that challenge. So that's a key part of the groundwork. Another part of it is really deal with some of the infrastructure issues within CBC, from a finance perspective, cleaning up some of the outstanding payables, dealing with the pension plan, which I know is an issue for many. We just met yesterday with the Minister of Finance and NHSS and Treasury, and we're working to iron out a lot of the kinks that may have occurred.
We'll take a break here and come back with lots more news. A regional author wants men to connect with and share their emotions. He's Trinidadian Joel Frederick, who has penned 6 books and has committed to helping men in that regard through his writing. He wants young men to feel it is okay to express themselves without being stereotyped or emasculated. Mr. Frederick was speaking as a guest on CBC TV's Morning Barbados.
It is my intention to get men more in touch with their emotions and their feelings. So when indeed they have to express themselves, they will express themselves in a more positive way and would not go down to that negative lifestyle or adopt these negative life choices. Yeah, and so that's my intention behind writing these books, to get men more in tune with their emotions.
Distinguished public figures from across the region, journalists and other media practitioners joined family and friends of lifelong advocate for press freedom and regional unity Ricky Singh to reflect on his outstanding career. Tributes flowed at the People's Cathedral Church, where a service of thanksgiving was held for the Guyana-born Caribbean journalist. Anesta Henry has that story.
Esteemed Caribbean journalist Ricky Singh has been remembered as a fearless and influential voice in regional media for over 6 decades. And as a courageous man of integrity who had an unwavering commitment to regional unity and press freedom, Singh's countless articles will be recorded on history's page for decades to come. Antiguan and Barbudan ambassador to the United States, Sir Ronald Michael Sanders, says Singh's fearless journalism came at a cost, as he reminded citizens of small Caribbean states that words based in truth could confront wrong and demand justice.
Yet hardship only steeled Ricky's resolve. Despite the indignities he endured, including a stinging slap from a politician, Ricky never failed to be generous to the very leaders whose actions he criticized. The question continues to haunt politics and journalism in our region. Who was harmed by that slap?
Journalism is a noble profession that requires dedication, hard work, and a passion for the truth. And thus good journalists should be dedicated, work hard, and pursue the truth with every passionate bone in their body. Those are the words of former executive editor at the Nation newspaper, Roxanne Branker, who says Singh was one such journalist.
Over the years, politicians and other detractors sought to intimidate Ricky at every turn, but he ignored them and soldiered on. He was fearless, and he worked tirelessly to uncover truths and bring them to light, especially when those truths were hiding behind political masks. Although we didn't see eye to eye on all of his opinions, he always insisted that we must be able to disagree without being disagreeable.
Veteran Guyanese journalist Hubert Williams describes the Singh's death as an irreplaceable loss.
A great friend, godfather of my twin children, confidant, anything I can tell Ricky, anything Ricky can tell me, and we each know when that confidence is displayed, it gets no further.
And Singh was also remembered as a committed Christian and a true family man.
Now we are reading stories about him in articles, descriptions of a political force, a refugee, a deportee, for daring to speak his mind. But for us, we knew the man behind the stories. He was simply Grandad, the one who called us friend.
Singh passed away in Barbados on July 5th at age 88 after a prolonged illness. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
The Business Report, brought to you with the compliments of Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
A new and innovative community event. That's how marketing coordinator at Lifetime Credit Union, Subira Jalani, described their midsummer loan fair to be held on Saturday. She tells the Business Report the initiative is more than just a fair.
What's new at this loan fair is just where we want to be able to bring together partnered experts, where we will have live demonstrations and on-site approval to provide, interactive and empowering financial experience for our members.
The credit union official said leaving the confines of the office allowed them to assist the public with disaster preparedness as Barbados is in the hurricane season.
Rather than having it at the location, we have it somewhere where persons are able to, come visit. Obviously it will be archived also, so you get the opportunity to come and view hybrid vehicles on site, and also give easy access to persons who want to be able to come, ask questions about loans, maybe about the credit union and what we offer. And then we will also have the solar-powered generators. So we have solar watt systems will be there as well, showing live demonstrations, showcasing, it's hurricane season. So we wanted to have that option there for persons as well.
The Tourism Development Corporation is experiencing a significant reduction in funding. As a result, its programs are suffering. Executive Manager Jacqueline Gill says, sadly, the funding landscape has changed for the TDC, and its contributions from private sector members have been steadily declining. She says this limits the corporation's ability to provide financial support to many worthwhile projects across the island. Now, to respond to this growing concern, the TDC has conceptualized a Make Change initiative, a new forward-thinking way to help fund tourism development projects.
Make Change is based on a simple but powerful idea. When many people give what they can, we can achieve lasting, meaningful results. It is not just a fundraiser. It is a movement. It is a way for everyday Barbadians, the private sector, and even visitors to the island to play an active role in shaping the future of our island. We are not asking the public to give a large amount to make a difference, but what matters is participation, being part of something bigger than yourself. Whether it is $1, a few cents, or a contribution from someone who believes in the cause, it all helps.
Ms. Gill explains that through the new initiative, shoppers will be asked if they want to round up their purchase to the nearest dollar.
So, for example, if your bill comes to $17.60, you can choose to round up to $18, and that 40 cents will go directly into the Make Change Fund. It may seem small, but when thousands of people participate, it adds up fast, and it creates the kind of national impact that benefits us all. So whether you round up, give $1, and choose a different amount, you are helping to move the country forward with your investment.
Sports Night, brought to you with the compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL.
Let's head back over to the sports studio for the second half in sports. Mark.
Thank you very much. There is a new Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Cricket Association. He's Paul Skinner. He joins the BCA's senior management team with over 20 years of regional and international experience in various sporting bodies, including Cricket West Indies, the Indian Premier League, and the Caribbean Premier League. Skinner says his vision is to enhance the current feeder system that sees young girls and boys from youth level becoming world-class cricketers. Skinner replaces Dr. Roland Toppin, who recently retired from the post he held since 2018. The new CEO officially assumed his role from Tuesday. The West Indies Cricket Umpires Association is aiming to create an international brand of competence. That's the plan of recently re-elected President Vivian Johnson, speaking during the WICUA 2025 convention in Trinidad and Tobago. In an exclusive interview with CBC's Kim Seeley-Lewis, Johnson noted the first order of business will be to continue training the regional umpires to make them the best in this hemisphere.
We are going to be getting into the territories. We want to utilize the service of our senior panel umpires, our trainer, Mr. Peter Neer, and former ICC international umpire, elite umpire rather, Mr. Joel Wilson, and we have had that discussion, and that's part of our training, part of our future plans. So that is in the pipeline, and we are hoping for great things.
From the training, Johnson plans to revamp the association's website to showcase what the regional umpires have to offer to the world.
What we are about this is to ensure that we provide that level of umpiring that will showcase our brilliance as a Caribbean people to the people of the world. And we are really trying to get to that level where people understand and appreciate our competence and our knowledge and our understanding of what we are about and what we do as an organization.
Well, that's our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.